Well, hello friends, Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I'm actually on the road right now. I'm going to go visit a good friend and actually a mentor of mine, Alex. Alex literally taught me so much about business and becoming a general contractor. We started working together many years ago, actually, at the courthouse, building holding cells and judges' chambers and courtrooms and stuff. And he has been a lifelong friend and part of the reason why I'm married to Tracy even. And so I'm going to make a little bit of a drive-by to see him. But regardless of what I'm doing, the news with the Dallas Cowboys never ends. And we definitely now know one of the hottest coordinators out there and the hottest coaching prospect out there is Dan Quinn. Because the Bears have officially now asked and put him on the list of people they want to interview for head coach. You know, the problem with the Bears, here's the problem with the Bears. The Bears have always had, the great linebackers, the Brian Urlachers, God, I can't think of his name now. He was an actor there for a while, but I'm getting old and senile, so I get forgetful. But they've been always known as the monsters of the Midway and everything else, and they always invest heavily on that defense. But it's the offense that's always been the problem. And Dan Quinn is another defensive guy. See, it worked really good for him in Seattle because he was the defensive coordinator and he had Pete Carroll as the head coach. When he went to Atlanta, he ended up having Kyle Shanahan as his offensive coordinator. Great offensive coordinator. And you can see what he's done with the San Francisco 49ers, even though his reputation did take a little bit of hit early on in the season because you looked at it and said, he's only had one winning season and he went to the Super Bowl. And if this year had been a losing season, then you kind of start questioning whether or not he was a great guy. But you looked at the Atlanta Falcons, and when they had him, he was great. So if Dan Quinn becomes the head coach, I think you've got to get a great offensive coordinator because that lies the problems for the Bears. But that's the kind of hire the Bears would make because they dig the defense. They want to make sure they have all the defensive players in the house and all that. So that makes sense from that standpoint. And now we know that Denver, of course, with the Jaguars, he turned down the Jaguars. And now, of course, the Bears. I'm assuming that these interviews would take place after the playoff games this weekend. I'm just assuming that. I could be wrong. Or then again, maybe they are going to be done virtual reality. We don't know. Now, the other thing that scares me, because we know, Kellen Moore is also getting phone calls as well about becoming a head coach and being one of those prospects. I don't know what's going on because I'm on the road right now, but I'm listening to what Mike McCarthy was talking about with Will McClay. I don't know if somebody's reached out with Will McClay, but the way Mike McCarthy was talking about how instrumental Will McClay is and how much time they work together with getting the talent, the draft, and coordinating it and everything else. And, he basically was saying that, we don't want to lose him. And I dare say, we definitely can't afford to lose him. I have said for a long time that Jerry Jones, swallow your damn ego and pride. And we know that Will McClay is the de facto GM. And Will McClay has said he has unfinished business here with Dallas. Until they win a Super Bowl, he didn't want to go anywhere. However, looking around the landscape of the NFL, there's some great opportunities where you can be the man. You don't have to live in the shadows of Jerry Jones. You can be the one that can end up being the architect of a winning organization, much like Ozzie Newsome with the Baltimore Ravens. You know, Jerry Jones is always going to be front and center. He's always going to want the publicity and the credit and everything else. Will McClay is that guy that's there doing the work that makes Jerry Jones look good. He's the guy that's finding talent where other people aren't. He's the guy that's saying, this free agent who's not expensive can help work with our system. And he's the bridge between the coaches and the owner to get these people. And losing him, you got to go back and remember what it was like before they made him the head of the scouting department. You have to understand that Jerry Jones was moving up and down in the draft. You know, he was like draft day, literally, and reaching for people and just giving away number one picks. Oh, let's go get Joey Galloway and give up a couple of number ones for him because he'll make a winner. He would sign the TOs and bring them in there. You know, he would move up and try and take the Morris Claiborne, giving up a first and a second because everybody said he was the best defensive player and not doing the homework on him and understanding that he was injury prone. Getting your Roy Williams during the season and giving up a first and a third for a guy that was never the guy. Will McClay came and the team changed around. Instead of getting all that sizzle that Jerry Jones was into, he got substance. He got your Tyron Smiths, your Zach Martins, your Travis Fredericks, okay? He's the guy that put that stuff together. Forget what Jerry Jones says. And if the Cowboys lose Will McClay, oh my God, that will keep me up at night. Now back to the Denver situation. Denver is having an ownership situation where there's going to be new owners there. You've got, of course, a situation where Aaron Rodgers, at least at the beginning of the season, basically made this deal where he can get away from Green Bay. And Aaron Rodgers, the diva that he is, apparently Denver is one of those places that would love to have his services. And if you're looking at that situation and saying they've got a pretty good defense, they got some cap money, they could be getting a quarterback, that may be the job of the offseason that people really want to get. You know, not all head coaching jobs are equal. If we're talking about going to Jacksonville, not true, you got Trevor Lawrence, but you don't have much else in the cupboard right there. You're talking about going to Denver, you got Judy, you could get Aaron Rodgers, you got a defense, you got cash. That's a situation that you may want to be. And Colin Cowherd was teasing that Denver is already making a play or making undertones that they want to get Aaron Rodgers. So if you're Dan Quinn, that might be the spot you want to go. It doesn't look like Pete Carroll is going to get let go, that he's going to be coming back with his old ass. And I don't think you want to go to any of these other locations. Hope y'all having a great day, and I will be talking to y'all. I'll be on the road for a few hours here, but I'll be talking to y'all soon. Peace.